Hi, I hope my followers will bear with me today because this video is being done impromptu. That's because today is my dad's 100th birthday. He turns 100 years old today. And here he is here not looking a day over 99. And I think he'd be pretty comfortable knowing that he was resting peacefully in a cigar box that stays on a shelf in my office where I see him almost every day. He was a World War II veteran serving in the U.S. Marine Corps on a ship called the USS Nevada, where he saw action in the European theater and the Pacific theater. And there is where he was nearly killed by a kamikaze. Years later, he was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, a really, really shitty suck-ass disease. So I got him a house in Studio City so he could be near me and his family, and especially his two young grandsons, Henry and Joe. He was a mechanic throughout his life, and he loved to build things. So he built the boys a fort out in his backyard on 6-foot stilts with a ladder that went up from the bottom into the body of the fort, where he had bucket seats and steering wheels with laser guns that he made to look like laser. They weren't really laser guns for the boys, but it became something of a spaceship. I remember standing back with my dad as the two boys were screaming and yelling and jumping all over the place in the fort, and I said, "Gee, Dad, you never built anything like that for me." And he looked at me and he said, "Tough." At the time, I was working on a show called Becker starring Ted Danson, and my dad had never been a part of show business, didn't really get it, but he started coming to the show every week when we filmed in front of an audience. That's when Ted Danson and the cast and crew and the writing staff all went out of their way to do kind things for him. There was even one extra who would come over during the weekdays and hang out with my dad, help him do things around the house. Ted Danson had a special affinity for my father because his own dad had died about a year before that, and he very much envied the time that my father and I were getting to spend together. I can't really tell you, though, why he's grabbing my dad's breasts. Don't start anything. The year and a half that I spent with my dad was incredible, and it led me to write a book called Tuesdays with Ted. So I'll tell you a quick story about me and my dad. I think I was about 12 years old when my mother found a Playboy magazine hidden in my bedroom. She went and told my dad about it and left to him the dirty work, and that is to come in and have a serious talk with his son about dirty magazines. Well, I was in my bedroom. My dad came in and closed the door, and I'm thinking, oh, shit. He sits down, he takes the magazine out from between the mattresses of my bed, and he starts to leaf through it. And he says, "Rusty, you know, a lot of boobs don't really look like this." He closed the magazine, he stood up, and he said, "Just find a better place to hide it." And he left. That was my dad. I love you, Dad. I still miss you. And happy birthday.